tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, a thief in the night, yeah. If I call you once, I know it's okay. I know it's true. I know it's fire. I'll tell you once, tell you twice. I'm real discreet, a thief in the night. Thief in the night, yeah. If I call you once, I know it's okay. I know it's true. I know it's fire. I'll tell you once, tell you twice.
All these people always lying about something. Sorry, I'm so fly, so what? All these people always lying about something. Sorry, I said that. Yeah. Swear the fame ain't saying shit but who mine.
Alright. YouTube, what's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina Boy. We back at it again, man. Hey, man, look, man, it's a sad day for ATL, gang. It is a very sad day. But let me just say this, bro. Like, when we sit back, we react to this content, I actually had the privilege to even be around Jeezy, right? And, you know what I'm saying? He the snowman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's snow. Like we all know, man, hey, when it snow, killers get cold too, man. So that's why I say rule number one, always be prepared for somebody to switch up on you. You got to always be prepared for somebody to switch up on you, gang. I'm just telling you because I've been in situations where now I look at shit different, sometimes you can't be dumb. You know what I'm saying? When you see the evidence of the truth, but you still believe the lie, just mean that you're a crash dummy. Sometimes the evidence be right there, man. You see what I'm saying? And somebody, because he got money, they'd be like, "No, man, I don't believe that, man. No, not the snowman, man. Let it snow around him. Yeah, nigga, that nigga, man, that's Mr. Christmas over there, man. That nigga ain't gonna do no shit like that." Yeah, homie. The deal is real, man. Snow, man, end up, flipping on us. You know what I'm saying? Went cold, all bad, cold turkey, cold 10. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get to the content. Let's get it. Let's go.
Young Jeezy has been outed as a rat, has been outed as a cooperator. This time, he wasn't outed by Blue Da Vinci or Gucci Mane, his usual ops. No. He's been outed by the FBI themselves. The snitching allegations on Jeezy is actually centered around the two biggest storylines of his career, his beef with Gucci Mane and his association with BMF. Back in 2005, when Gucci Mane and Jeezy was beefing, their beef actually led to somebody being murdered, a man called Pookie Loc, which was really good friends of Jeezy. Now, the publicized story of this is Gucci Mane caught the body in self-defense. However, Gucci Mane was initially charged, then it was dropped due to self-defense, and we learned all about Gucci Mane's legal troubles due to this murder. But what's not told is that murder of Pookie Loc actually got Jeezy on the Feds' radar. And the Feds actually blame Jeezy more for that murder than they blame Gucci Mane. If you guys are kind of blurry about what exactly...
Man, do you know what this mean, gang? This is extremely bad for people who want to actually grow and change their lives. Because now we never thought that Jeezy would be doing some goofy like this, right? But the whole time he fell back on the game, took his money, started investing in tequila and, playing a backseat, staying out the way. He just gave a blueprint for some of you goofies that want to sing like Jodeci out here. For those that want to sing like Jodeci, that's the blueprint right there, gang. Fall back on the music. You know what I'm saying? Keep your business in the back. Stay out the limelight. Cut your record label and tuck your tail. Let me tell y'all something, homie. When you in them streets, man, you got to be strong even when you feel weak, homie. And listen when I say this for all the real ones in the back, though, right? Because we all human. We men. We flesh. You got to be strong even when you feel weak. Because them streets go beat you up, homie. Because you got to understand something, bro. When you in the streets, you pledge your life to something that don't love you. You pledge your life to be solid and loyal to something that would knock your teeth out, shoot you, stab you. You make a mistake, it will turn on you, but you pledge that loyalty to that. You know what you signed up for, man. And Jeezy is known for coming to LA, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing all the motorcycle events. You know what I'm saying? He's still performing some of his hit records, pulling up. You know, Jeezy a keep, man. The keyway, man. Come on. Jeezy a real keyway. You see what I'm saying? And now it's so bad because look, now that Jeezy is a rat, what do that make his kids? A mouse. You understand what I'm saying? That nigga daddy a rat. So yeah, look at the little mouse ass. A mouse. Yeah. It's just sad, bro. Who can you trust? You know what I'm saying? Who could you run to? You know what I'm saying? Who? Because this just show. Look, man, they got look all the top dogs. Majority of the top dogs who we all respect and all that, right? Though they end up turning, you know, rat, and now their kids is mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. It's the jig is up, bro. The jig is up. Niggas be loyal to these streets, and the streets ain't loyal to you. Stay away from suckers. Stay away from the top dog. Put it like that. If you're in an environment where it's a top dog around, you stay away from him. Because 9 out of 10, because he's a top dog, he got more than you, he will sacrifice you for the greater good of himself. Yeah, nah, nigga, let's call it for what it is. Jeezy a rat, his son is a mice, his daughter a mouse. It's that bad, bro. It's that bad, bro. Nobody. Just imagine going to school, and nowadays it don't matter if you go to private school and stuff like that. Some of these look at Lil Meech. You know what I'm saying? Come on, gang. This is bad, man. If Jeezy told, I'm convinced all these niggas tell it. Out of everybody, I said, nah, not the snowman. Come on, nigga. I can recite all it. You already know. Man, it's bad, bro. Let's go.
That happened between Gucci Mane and Jeezy. Let me, redraw your memory real quick.
With Gucci Mane and Jeezy leading the way in Atlanta rap, it was only inevitable that a collab would come soon. In 2005, Gucci Mane and Jeezy would record 2 songs together. The first song was Black Tees, which was a response to Dem Franchise Boys' hit song White Tee, and the second song was So Icy, or just Icy. So Icy would go crazy in the streets almost immediately, and would then be featured as the main single on Trap House 1. The song was such a massive hit that even high schools across the country banned the iconic snowman tee that Jeezy wore in the video. But as time went on, rumors surfaced that Jeezy may have been upset with how things went. Although it's still not 100% clear why Jeezy was upset, we can assume it has something to do with the fact that he wanted the song to be on his upcoming album. He quickly took to the studio to release a diss track titled Stay Strapped, where at the end of the song he would put a $10,000 bounty on Gucci's So Icy chain.
Real talk, I got a bounty on that shit. 10 stacks, man. You know Jeezy pay.
If you had to choose between flipping a house or flipping dirt, what would you pick? Here's the truth. Land beats.
Jeezy would start to distance himself from Gucci and cause some strain on their friendship. Gucci would also get upset at the fact they could never perform their song live, which he felt they were missing out on a huge part of promotion. Because once again, this is in the days where live shows made a huge impact on getting your music heard. But Jeezy didn't stop, and he continued the beef. Over the coming weeks, the petty beef would turn into something much more. One summer evening, Gucci would go home with the stripper after a party, just a month after the So Icy hit dropped. 5 men stormed the home where Gucci was staying, armed with pistols, brass knuckles, and duct tape. They would get into a physical altercation, pistol whipping the stripper and hitting Gucci in the face. One of the men allegedly yelled, "Shoot him." Upon realizing his life was at risk, Gucci shot back. Some people say he reached for his gun, where other stories say he may have disarmed one of the men and took his. He shot the gun, killing one of the men, as the others ran off. 3 days would go by until someone found the body of the deceased man in the woods behind an elementary school. When the smoke cleared, authorities identified the man as Pookie Lock, one of Jeezy's prodigies under his CTE label. After 9 days, Gucci Mane would turn himself in, claiming self-defense. He released a statement saying, he's not a murderer, but he was scared for his life, and he had to be a man about it.
For some reason, Jeezy has always maintained his innocence and denied that he sent men to kill Gucci. He's always says he's innocent. However, the fans wasn't buying it, Gucci wasn't buying it, and the fans weren't buying it. Stay with me, okay? At this point in Jeezy's life in 2005, everything was going downhill for him. His homie died trying to kill Gucci. His crew that he was rolling with at the time, BMF, well, they got indicted for a RICO. Now, everybody got indicted but Jeezy. And a lot of people was very confused about that because even Blue Da Vinci got indicted. And Blue Da Vinci, you can probably make an argument, was around BMF just as much as Jeezy was around BMF. Well, Blue Da Vinci did a Ken Capone interview a couple of years ago. And during this interview, Blue Da Vinci broke down how Jeezy got out of being indicted with BMF when the feds initially came and indicted Big Meech and everybody associated with BMF.
In the grocery store at the line like, ooh, old white lady, do you know that Gunna told you was a bitch? Like all that shit, bitch ass shit. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm cut from the cloth that you got your information on whoever is the rat. And you got it in black and white. And you understand what went on with such case or whatever. You feel me? So, when it come down to me, it's just different.
Was Jeezy in the paperwork?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's public information. You can look up right now on your phone. Man testifies about Jeezy's cocaine selling. Type in your phone something like that. You're going to see one of the two name and lights.
All right, man. Let's keep it real, bro. Like when you really in the streets, bro, let's be clear. You have to be somebody, a third party drug dealer to not get cracked or caught in some form of fashion. There's no way Jeezy was surviving that long in the streets, moving that type of shit, you know what I'm saying, and never got even a citation of, alcohol in the car. Jeezy never got caught for nothing. Look at his whole career. Jeezy ain't no jail nigga. Jeezy ain't never got caught for nothing. and you know what I'm saying? That nigga was Curtis Blow. Nigga, Jeezy wasn't that, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? He was somebody who, you know what I'm saying, used to, play in the field. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, nigga, dodge on. I always had that speculation, bro. I always like, damn, a lot of y'all haven't been around BMF. Y'all haven't been around the parties. Y'all don't know the key players, who doing what and all that shit. That nigga is the only nigga that really damn near survived the whole massacre. How is that possible? How? And you moving state to state, all that. Come on, bro. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. That shit don't even make no sense, bro. How Jeezy really slid from that. So now it's starting to make sense. Let's get it.
Ralph Sims, the same that told about the limo that tried to say I told. Ralph Sims, Ralphie. Told on Jeezy, told everything Jeezy ever did. Jeezy had like 12. Jeezy had more statements on him than me. What you talking about?
Creators, take these 3 apps I built to run my business made with Base 44. They're ready for you.
But no, he didn't get indicted because he did some more other shit. I feel like that. I know some things he did, like he turned Meech cars into the feds. The same Porsche truck and that Ferrari I was talking about a while before, he came to Miami and doing some lie detector tests about this gun case he caught one year in 2006 when I went to go meet him. We had a shootout, not against him, but some other, like when me and him start trying to talk, some other popped it off with us and we end up having a shootout and he ended up going to jail for a gun. If anybody is familiar with that Miami case, him and Twin came back to do a polygraph test supposed to be for that shit. And the security said that the Meech cars pulled up on flatbeds, nigga, into the federal building when he went and did it, when he was inside for his meeting or whatever. So I know he turned in the cars. Ain't no telling what people be doing, bro. That's all I know he did. And then he told about the gun case that was already thrown out at the state level. And then
So I can't answer for Brick Baby and BMF, right? I wasn't around BMF in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to the mansion in the Valley. You know what I'm saying? Where Big Meech had that mansion in the Valley. That's the farthest I ever got. I ain't never traveled to Detroit, Miami, Atlanta. I can't tell y'all that. I can only tell you what I experienced and just being around the top dogs that was, at the mansion at that time. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I would assume Brick Baby was probably around Atlanta because I didn't see him at the mansion in the Valley. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the time he spent around BMF. Let's go.
The feds picked it back up. So everybody look up Big House. You look up Big House. He was a security for Jay-Z. He was a security for Big Meech. He was also security for Young Jeezy. Yeah, Jeezy put the people on his ass, and he'll let you know. You look him up, he talking his story, and you got all these people with these accounts of these people that's out here. Sorry, y'all, I just be the bearer of bad news because 10 years go by and people act like they ain't never heard nothing, don't know nothing. Like, hold on, the selective politics shit got to stop.
If you look at that BMF indictment, they were indicting people, I'm talking about at the low level, just an association, right? Yo, you was claiming BMF, RICO. Yo, there were people on that case who did like 2 years or 3 years for like low level involvement with BMF. But Jeezy, who was with BMF on a daily basis, was not charged. Now, this story has been told by Blue Da Vinci and other members for years, but because they are at a point in their careers where they aren't as successful as Jeezy, it's always been looked at, man, they hating. Now, Blue Da Vinci would also will also give another point, like in his interview, at the time he believed, or where he began to think, oh yeah, Jeezy is cooperating with the feds, was with the records and the contracts, right? So Blue Da Vinci was trying to get off the ground, trying to get the music hot again. He had a record with Jeezy. Now, Jeezy was supposed to clear the record, sign the contract so it could go. He dropped the record and the record got pulled from the radio. That's because Jeezy never signed the contract. And he pursued that. And you're about to hear him explain how the pursuit of trying to get Jeezy to sign that contract led him to think, oh, you're cooperating.
And I pushed the record out. It was on Koch. It was getting promoted and all the shit. It was getting promoted correctly. All the numbers was right. I was like 300 and some spins a week on my BDS at the time. And I got a call from my team. It was like, bro, they talking about, it was like a Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday, if I am mistaken. I was on the road on my tour bus, and I got a call from my team, and they said that on Thursday, in 2 days, they're going to pull the record from radio if they don't get Jeezy and CTE signature. They wasn't signed off for the record. So I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, hold on, bro. Let me call this and blah, blah, blah. So I called it. And this wasn't the first time I called them about that. It was already mentioned before they dropped the shit. So they dropped it, and we still didn't have the signatures. And I think it was dropped on good faith that we was going to get the signatures from Alan Grunblatt at Koch. They got the shit. They worked it out with Clear Channel or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? So the record could stay up there, and they was telling them they going to have the paperwork or however it went. But them motherfuckers, I called Jeezy. He swear up and down to God in heaven. He signed off and all this shit. But I had my signature, then my signature for BMF Entertainment as the owner. Then we had Alan Nim's signature from Koch. Then we had John Jackson, which is Fabulous name as an individual, Fabulous, the artist. Then we had
Fab was a
Skane and Clue for Desert Storm was signed.
Not like that. But let's be clear, Fab was around BMF a lot. Fabulous was around BMF. That was Blue Boy. So man, it just make you think, bro. It just make you think, nigga. All them niggas was like, damn, look at all these niggas. Like, man, them parties was something serious, bro. I'm talking about still to this day. I've been around a lot of millionaire parties, bro. I still never seen somebody do it the way them niggas did it out there in the valley, bro. That shit was mind blowing. Mind blowing. Let's go.
I had those signatures. I saw them with my eyes. Then I think I had at this time was Jay Brown's signature from Def Jam. He was the vice president of Def Jam at that time. I believe his signature was on my record for Def Jam.
He gets tired of calling Jeezy because Jeezy is clearly giving him the runaround. He don't understand why Jeezy don't want to clear the record. So he tells Jeezy, I'm going to pull up on you. Now, when he pulls up on Jeezy, when they're talking, an altercation broke out and a shootout happened. They never really got to finish their conversation. Jeezy ultimately does like a polygraph test for the incident to prove that he was not the one that shot, and like he fought a case for it, et cetera, right? But at the conclusion of this, Blue Da Vinci came to the conclusion, Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past.
tried other work management platforms, not naming names.
Jeezy is cooperating with the feds, and the feds is probably telling him not to do anything to help out BMF or else he will get indicted.
The next day I talked to him like, bro, where you at? I'm just finna pull up. I left my tour route and drove the bus all the way to Miami to go have a conversation with Jeezy about the record being signed off. And that's when that shootout happened that I was just talking about previously. I went to talk to him about that record. That's what the conversation was about. I was coming to meet him and confront him about the shit with all of this shit with me. And before, as soon as we start talking, Tula was walking down the street with dreads and they're like, oh shit, there go Jeezy, dog. And they're like, oh, and Blue, that's Jeezy and Blue, nigga, that's BMF right there, nigga. Oh, bro, let us get a picture. And then my little cousin twin, big twin, he like, oh, nigga, they ain't taking no picture. You see they trying to talk? So the little like, well, and then the twin fired him. Boom. And that's what started that shit that ended up to the shootout. And me and him never talked about the record right there because that fight turned into a shootout, turned into we all ran, turned into Jeezy got locked up for the gun. And then later on, Jeezy went back to have a polygraph test about that situation. That was all about that day I went to meet him to talk about why he didn't sign off on my record with me, him, and Jeezy, and they pulled it from the radio. And I believe he couldn't because the feds had jacked him and told him, nigga, if you help these niggas, and the same reason why he couldn't do the deal with us. Same reason why he couldn't put his name on the contract, because the contract ensues help to BMF, and they struck his ass down and told him they were going to put your ass in prison if you continue to help Big Meech and Blue in that BMF shit. You're going to fully pull away from that shit. Like, there ain't nobody else stopped quitting the mob. He the only in history that just stopped claiming the mob.
Up until this point, it's been a theory. It's been one of those things that just floated around. People essentially came to the conclusion, man, these is hating niggas trying to tear down Jeezy, who's a successful black man who done beat the streets. All right, these ninjas is hating. Well, a former FBI agent who was actually tasked with investigating this RICO and indicting Jeezy on a RICO, he spoke. Now, apparently, when Pookie Loc got killed by Gucci Mane, and it was believed that Jeezy sent Pookie Loc and them to murder or kill Gucci Mane, and it just backfired, the federal agent would say, yo, they had witnesses, they had wiretaps, they had everything. They were seconds away from indicting Jeezy on a clear-cut, open and shut RICO for the murder of Pookie Loc, kind of like how they did with YFN Lucci, where YFN Lucci went sliding on the ops. His homies hop out, start shooting, the ops shot back, the homie died. They charged YFN Lucci with a RICO for his homie's murder. They was going to do the same with Jeezy. But the FBI agent would say something very odd happened that stopped all of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the guy's name because he's pretty famous. And to be fair, he was never charged with a crime. But we had these two rappers in Atlanta in the early 2000s, and they were beefing with each other, trading diss tracks, the whole thing. Then rapper number one, the famous one, orders his goons to go beat up rapper number two and steal this gaudy gold and diamond necklace he wore in all of his videos. And that's where it got interesting. The goon squad shows up at rapper number two's place. He pulls a gun and starts shooting.
Man, I don't know. Now, this is a credible FBI agent, right? This is an FBI agent, right? So you know he can, this is a lawsuit if he's lying about this, right? He shouldn't even be speaking on it, but the way he opted, you got to believe that he got clearance to opt that. Obviously, when they do shit like this, that means that a CI went rogue. You see what I'm saying? The nigga ain't playing ball no more, right? This happens all the time, man. We see this all the time, man. At some point in time when you working for them Elroys, right? Them alphabet letters. Sometimes when you not playing ball with them no more and you won't out and shit, this is the sucker shit that they do. They've been exposing a lot of people throughout the years, man. So this is why I say, man, it's not valuable to snitch, man. Let's go.
One of the attackers gets hit, makes it about 200 yards away from the house before he drops dead. Rapper number two is arrested for murder, but it's dismissed as self-defense. And the real criminal here is rapper number one, who ordered the violent act that got his man killed. I had the phone records of two witnesses prepared to testify for what would have been a rock-solid RICO murder case. But for reasons that were never explained to me, the U.S. Attorney's Office declined prosecution, and rapper number one went on to have a phenomenally successful career. Oh well, win some, lose some.
Obviously, he's implying that Jeezy told, because the feds just abruptly abandoning their plans to charge someone with a clear-cut RICO don't just happen without some form of cooperation. However, in the comment section, he only liked and responded back to 2 comments. The first comment he liked and responded back to was Jeezy and Gucci. And he says, I mean, you said it, I didn't. Playing it coy. The other comment that he responded back to and liked, also playing it coy, was, well, the BMF theory. Somebody commented, so Jeezy cooperated with the feds on Meech, so when this happened, he got a pass. That was what was being implied in the video. And by imply, I mean the FBI agent knows exactly what happened. He knows exactly what the theory is. And he knows this is the truth. And he responded back and liked it. And he says, interesting theory. I guess now we have our answers. I guess now we know why Jeezy was never charged when BMF was charged, even though literally any and everyone who was rolling around calling themselves BMF got charged.
All right, so for the naysayers, right? So I don't know how much y'all really know, right? I don't know what y'all know about BMF. I don't know if y'all know how close Jeezy was to BMF, right? I don't know if y'all know before the fallout of BMF and Jeezy, but before the fallout, Jeezy was with BMF like this. See, he was like this. It's so much, man. I know a lot of y'all just hearing it like, oh, I don't like Flacco, I don't like, but some, and don't get me wrong, this is just alleged. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm a double tap into it. I didn't know how far he was gonna go with it because we watching this together, right? But I gotta say this, right? This is alleged, just for the record. But I'm like, nigga, everybody went down. I could count on my hand people that y'all don't even know from BMF who didn't went down that ain't even touched the type of money that Jeezy was, you know what I'm saying, playing around with, rocking with the BMF. So when y'all see this shit, y'all looking, y'all gotta really know what Jeezy role was around BMF. If y'all don't know what Jeezy role around BMF, then y'all could just have formulate your opinion. I understand that, but if y'all, the ones who been around BMF and y'all know what Jeezy was to BMF and how his role was and what he did with them, you'll be like, shit, nigga good, but nigga ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all, man, just stay tuned. I'm gonna definitely, I'm gonna get at Flacco too, because I definitely don't want to put that behind Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? But I always looked at it like, damn, nigga, Jeezy, you was around heavy with the shit. Like, how is niggas who used to wash the car for BMF? How did niggas who washed the car from BMF get indicted? But Jeezy didn't get a scratch of nothing. I just found that ironic. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's go.
Literally any and everyone, bro. Now we know why. And now we know why exactly Jeezy was never charged with the RICO for his homie being murdered by Gucci Mane. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, right? Do y'all believe that Jeezy was cooperating?
All right, so yeah, man, we go get into it, man. Like I said, I was around. I can't speak for what everybody else know and what everybody else talking. You talking to somebody who been around vaguely, you know what I'm saying, and know enough to really say Jeezy was definitely around BMF. So that, and you know, I still to this day I could get on the phone and call up some niggas that was with BMF. So we gonna leave it right there, man. Y'all drop y'all opinions in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. We gonna get to it, and we got more content on the way. So therefore, y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all be the judge and the jury. Let's go.
Tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet, a thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you